Good evening, it's me again. As you can see, I'm in the same outfit I was earlier this afternoon because I was so tired. This has been the longest 4 freaking days. And when we got into New York, our captain took us to eat and we went and ate at this Haitian restaurant. The food was good, but we looked stupid in there trying to order stuff. We didn't know what it was, asking people what kind of meat something was, and they didn't understand us. And it was so good. I'm full. I came in, put on my little pajama dress, and laid across this bed. And I did that first video, and I'm just waking up, checking all my messages. I'm hearing there's a ground stop in Chicago. Flights is being canceled, and I'm like, Lord, let me get back to Chicago tomorrow and try to get home. I'm not trying to be in Chicago for no blizzard. But someone sent me a message off of my first video, and they specifically asked for me to do a video on training. So Tamika, this is for you. I know that I previously did a video on training. It was like one of my first or second videos, but you don't have to go through all the videos, try to find it. I'll just do it again just in case someone else has the same question who is about to go. And I'm gonna go up and take my dirty ass a shower. But so training. Prior to training, I know I've seen a lot of questions in online or whatever. People want to know, oh, I'm trying to prepare for training. I haven't got my packet yet, but I'm trying to prepare. What can I study, to prepare myself for training? Well, remember, I'm giving you information from 7 months ago from how training was for me. I can't confirm if they've switched, some things around, if they started doing some things differently or not. So don't get mad if I tell you these things and then you get to training and you're like, she said this was 7 months ago. So I don't know if they made any provisions, any changes, or added some stuff or not. So this is just my recollection from 7 months ago. So I'm going to get my disclaimer now, so you can't hold that against me later. But honestly, in my honest opinion, I was like some of you, nervous and excited about training and everything like that. And I didn't try to study prior to, because I can't overload myself, and I didn't want to study something that I didn't need. So I waited until I got my packet, and I read my packet thoroughly. Now, there were some people who didn't even read their packet, and they showed up day one, and it was like, we got a test? It's like, yeah, it was in your packet. Oh my God. And then they tried to run and try to go over the information like a minute before a test, and I'm like, who does that? But anyway, I digress. That's neither here nor there. So when you get your packet, read it thoroughly from front to back. It tells you exactly what you will need to study, what to bring, and more importantly, what not to bring. Don't go and say, well, my friend told me that her friend did this, or my friend said that you don't have to do. Do what the packet says do, and you won't have any problems. Especially when you focus on compliance and what you can and cannot wear. So first, let's start with the packet and studying. Let me tell you, that test is not hard if you read the packet. If you don't read the packet, if you don't study that packet, it can be hard. But it's a computer-based test, multiple choice, A, B, C, D, or whatever. But it's basic, seriously. So just read the packet. We didn't have to know not a one airport code. We didn't study no airport codes. I made flashcards trying to learn, at least the 20 domiciles airport codes that we do have, or what have you. But you got to think about it. You're not in the airline industry yet, so they can't expect you to know all these freaking airports. And then we fly for a regional, so we go to little towns you ain't never heard of, never seen. You don't even know where to point to them at on the map. So even to this day, when I get a trip and I print out my trip sheet and I see all these little SDI and BOS, I have to go and I made screenshots of all the cities that we fly to, and I just go back, because it's in alphabetical order, and I put it on my trip sheet where I'm going, so that when I'm doing my announcements, I say the correct place. But like this weekend, they got me going to some place in Virginia that I ain't never heard of, called Shenandoah. And I asked, someone about it, and it was like, oh, it's up in the mountains. I was like, they got me going into the mountains. So you don't have to worry about airport codes like that. If you want to learn some airport codes, then just learn the domicile airport codes that we fly to. But it wasn't on the test when we took it. Time zones, there was a few basic time zone questions, so learn your time zones, Mountain, Pacific, East, and Central. When I go to a new city, when I look at my trip sheet, I see it tells you it's in your little eval you're gonna get where you're going and whether you're on Eastern or whether you're on Pacific or whatever time zone. So I put that on my trip sheet too, so that when I am doing my announcement, I can look at my watch and it's like, okay, my watch is set to Central because I am in Central. So I know that Eastern is an hour ahead, Mountain is an hour behind, and I think Pacific is 2 hours behind. But I never did anything like far, like LA or anything like that, so I haven't had to do anything other than Mountain. So what else? Can't really give information about the test because, I just can't. But I'm telling you, it's in the packet. It really and truly is. That's not much I can say about it. It's everything is in that packet. What kind of you don't have dress code in the packet. You do not have to go out to Macy's, JCPenney, Saks, or whatever's in your budget trying to buy a whole new wardrobe for training. You don't have to go and buy no flight attendant shoes for training. Get you the most comfortable solid black or solid navy blue shoes that you can think of, because your feet gonna be hurting. You're gonna be up and down, up and down. You're gonna be sitting for long periods of time, watching PowerPoint presentations for 8, 9, 10, 12 hours a day. You're going to be walking back and forth. So if you want to be cute if you want to and wear your little heels all up and through the training center, I'm telling you that's going to get old by day one. Now, if you're someone that can wear heels and like they tennis shoes and do flip-flops in them and stuff like that, then more power to you. I wore heels the first day. I ain't seen them heels since. I was like, no God, honey, my feet will not be on fire for these 31 days. But do you. But just make sure whatever you do, you are in complaint, because they will send you home. I've seen it happen. Like I said before, I was on a budget and I didn't have that much money at all. So I went to a thrift store and I bought like black slacks, gray slacks, and a blazer I can wear with everything, and then some blouses that I rotated for the 31 days. And then I'm not gonna lie, overpack. I'm an overpacker, and then I was new. So when I graduated, I had to go to UPS twice and ship stuff home because I had too much crap. There's a mall there that you can go to on your day off. They take you to Target and Walmart. So I accumulated stuff, and I really wore the same thing over and over and over again. And so I had to send stuff home. But I went in April. It was some days you woke up and it was 5 inches of snow outside in April. I ain't used to that from Texas. And then you later on and it's bright and sunny and you in flip-flops. So the weather was kind of iffy back then. You probably need January and February and March. You probably need coat, gloves, trouser socks, tights, what have you. So the weather is a little different, than your lounging clothes for the hotel when you want to walk to the lobby or even walk around the area. Because if you're still staying in the same hotel, everything is basically in walking distance except for the Walmart and the Target. So you can wear your tennis shoes, walk to the movies, walk to restaurants, walk to the corner store, walk to the liquor store. That's a very important place right there. When them folks start working your nerves, you need to go to that liquor store. So just be in compliant. The packet tells you exactly what you can and cannot wear. You will have a roommate or roommates, plural, and you will have a kitchen. The shuttle will take you to Walmart the next day that you arrive after training. Be prepared to switch rooms multiple times because as people get sent home, they fill up all the rooms and utilize all the beds. So you might be in room A the first night and then somebody in your room didn't make it and then they might switch somebody else over there. You can be in a room with one person. You can be in a room up to 3 extra people. It'd be 4 of y'all in a room. You have no control over who you room with. You can't make suggestions. You can't ask to be moved because they are watching that, because now you're trying to utilize your social skills and how well you communicate and work well with others, because you're going to be stuck on a plane with maybe one person for 3 hours and then on a trip for them for days. So how y'all going to get along and communicate and talk? I advise, but I'm grown, that day one, when you show up and you check in and they give you your room key and you go in your room, if you're not the first person there. If you're the first person there, you get to choose whichever bed you want. First come, first serve, right? Claim your bed, put your stuff up. Go to the lobby, socialize with everybody else who's coming in. I suggest that once you all settle in and go to your rooms, that y'all have a roommate discussion. Get it out there. Okay, who snores? Who walks through the house naked? Who is a partier? Who's a night owl? Who talks loud? Who's junky? Who's messy? Who's what? Who gets up early? Who stays up late? All those things, y'all need to get a common ground and come up with, rules, knowing that you're not each other's mama, but that you have to have a mutual respect for one another. For 31 days, y'all have to share a space. 2 people may end up sharing a room with, 2 beds in the room and a bathroom. Somebody else may have the room with the 1 bed in it and their own bathroom. And then you have the kitchen and you have the common area. Who sleeps with the TV on, who sleeps with it off. I would also bring your little mask so you can sleep, just in case you're in a room with someone who studies late and they have their light on and you need the light off to sleep. Bring your mask. And you gonna tell that girl she can't study? Bring your earphones for your phone so you can, talk on your phone or whatever. If you like, the TV, you can watch Netflix and stuff on, but if you're someone who only watches reality TV shows and someone else watches CNN and someone else don't even want the TV on, make sure you can, watch TV and stuff on your phone or your laptop. But you need to discuss all these things that night and get it out in the open so that if someone needs to, I'll take this room since I'm this way and you two are the same, so y'all share a room. But I get up early in the morning to get dressed or whatever. What time do you plan on getting up so that y'all can rotate or what have you? Who cooks, who don't cook? Clean up after yourself. In your crash pack, you'll be able to cook full meals. You can meal prep. You can, or whatever. You're going to have some long hours to where you just want to come in and go to sleep. You're going to have those times you get off early that you have time to take a nap and then study, or go somewhere and enjoy yourself and be stress-free. What else about training? Long days, very long days. I wish I would have had me some Red Bull. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I drank coffee in training. Because some of those days you're just like, is this ever going to end? And then you're going to have those very fun days where you learn a lot and it's exciting. They don't play in training. You late, you go. It ain't no, well, my watch says. No, they turn on a timer for you. You go by that timer, not by your watch. Unless you set your watch to their timer. It's none. I had to step outside and make a phone call, or I had to use the restroom. No. You have your butt in that room when before that timer goes off, or you go home. They don't play with that time. They will not let you back in. Once you take your test and say you didn't pass, they don't parade you back in the room with everybody. No, you go in the office, they go in the room, they gather your things and bring your things, and they go on with the day. They don't give no explanation. They don't say, well, she's no longer here. None of that. People will know you go when your name tag is moved off of your seat. They have everybody's name on a name tag, and they place name tags every day in random spots. You never know who you're going to sit by in class. You can't move them and say, I want to sit by my friend. No. You sit where they tell you to sit, and they do it for a purpose. You have different people coming in every day teaching different things, going over different topics. Sometimes PowerPoints, your eyes just get heavy and they be burning because you just can't take another PowerPoint presentation. You get to ask questions. They will tell you what you need to write down for notes. So don't be that person that come in here with a big old binder this thick with paper trying to write down every word they say. Well, can you repeat that? What was that again? They will tell you what they want you to write down to study. And then they give you a binder. You can highlight. You can write in your binder of the different things you guys are talking about that day. And you can ask, questions and stuff like that. You're going to have somebody in your class going to have a question for everything, or a scenario for everything, or my friend said this, and that for everything. And you're just going to want to look like, if you don't stop asking all these questions so we can get up and get through and go to the restroom. Never fails. You got one in every class. You're going to have someone who know everything in every class because their mama's best friend cousin was a flight attendant or a pilot, and they know everything. You're going to have that person, the messy person, who in everybody's business and worry about what everybody else is doing and not worry about what he or she needs to be doing. Every class got one. You're going to have that, that person critiquing. Well, why does she have on that? That's not compliance. Did they say we can do that? Did you see her look at her cell phone? She's not supposed to be looking at her cell phone. Can't worry about you. You're going to have that person. That person who's always worried about what somebody else is doing. It's just you dealing with all different types of walks of life. Age ranges from low 20s to 60s. So you got all those different people from all them different centuries coming together. It's going to be, tiresome. It's going to be overwhelming. I would know there was one particular day for me that I cried like a big baby. I missed being home. I was around all, a bunch of young girls or whatever. They were always, doing things together, going off, and here I am, the mama. And I found myself wanting to be the mama all the time in different situations. And I had to realize, girl, you are not these people, mama. Get out. You can't save everybody. Let them do what they gonna do. But that's that protective, person in me, and I wanted to go and just shake her. I'm like, if you don't sit your down somewhere, but you gotta let it go and let God, honey. You gotta let them people do them, and you do you. You can't save everybody. What else about training? It was fun. We had some really fun times. We had some really, really fun days. The instructors are amazing. Most are very approachable. I'm not gonna lie and tell you there was a couple that I didn't think I could approach or would want to approach. They just didn't give that personality or come off as approachable. And every time you see them, you just like, my clothes are right, I'm in compliance, or I ain't gonna even smile because I don't want them to say nothing to me. But for the most part, open door policy. But some will intimidate you. And I get it, because they're not there to just, at that moment to be your friend. They're there to teach you some things that you're going to need. And they don't tolerate no bull. I would tell you that, none of them. So you think somebody's your friend if you want to. They don't tolerate that bull. But they're teaching you some things that you need, and they're very good at it. I personally don't know if I could sit in the classroom for 8 and 12, 14 hours a day, repeating the same thing over and over again every week to different people. Ooh, my patience, I don't know about that. So I got to give it to them. I applaud them very much so. What else for training? I don't think I left out anything. Just be on time, being compliant. You can bring your lunch. You can pack your lunch. There's refrigerators. There's a break room that has coffee in there. You can store your food in there. They clean it out every Friday, so you can't leave stuff there for like weeks, because they clean it out, throw it away every Friday. An Uber ride or a Lyft ride to Walmart or Target can be like $7 each way. If you can't wait for the hotel shuttle to take you, but you will be able to go to the store. The first day they give you some sandwiches to eat, and I believe the second day they give you, like, say Jimmy John's. You know how they pre-package the little sandwich and comes with a chip and a cookie and a drink. I think they supply that for you day one and possibly day two. But you can bring your snacks. You can eat your snacks in there in the training room. I was always eating some chips or some candy. I needed something to keep me awake in that classroom. So you can bring your snacks and your lunch, and sometimes your dinner, because you might be there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So be mindful of that, to bring you some food. Now, how much money you need during training, since you get paid for training, just like we get paid, y'all get paid the 7th and the 22nd. But very important, hope you watch to the end. When you get full 100% access to your Swole account, which is your online back office, in training, when you get full access, right now you probably have partial access because you're submitting your human resources stuff. When you get full access, set up your direct deposit, because you will get your training pay mailed to your home, which won't do you any good if you need it and you in Salt Lake. But if you set your direct deposit up immediately, you will get it direct deposited while you're in training. So do that as soon as you get your access. That way you can, use your little change that you get for training or whatever. The 7th and the 22nd of the month. I didn't spend a lot of money. I may have gone out to treat myself to a nice restaurant once, but then I went to some other little restaurants that were not like expensive, but I went out to eat. I went to the movies. I went to Target and Walmart. I went and got my nails done. I went and got my hair washed and stuff while I was there, because I was looking a hot mess. Before graduation, I went and got my hair done. What else? But like I said, I was broke, when I went. So I was really, really, really on the budget. I had been laid off and stuff, so I was only getting unemployment. So I didn't have that much money. So I cooked. But anyway, guys, this video is almost 25 minutes long. It's entirely too long, I think. But if you have any questions, put them in the comments, and I will try to respond. I think it's time for me to get up and go take my shower, wash my face, and pack my bag. Have an early 5 a.m. showtime. So thanks again for watching, and good luck in training.